this world is, you can't understand that you need to get out of it. You cannot understand you need to get out of it. I made a long analogy a couple of years ago right here. I said the way we behave right now is like we wake up in a house. We are waking in a house because a fire started. The fire started and you woke up because you could smell some smoke. You woke up and you're trying to come down to look at your babies and to make sure the gas cooker ain't causing the problem. But just before you climb down the stairs, the firemen, they meet you right there. Oh, it's all right now. It was a little fire started and we've put it out. We just put it out right now. So go back to sleep. And you're like, oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Oh, thanks. Oh. And you lumber back to bed.
Hey, this sounds amazing. This sounds great. What's wrong with this? There was a problem in your house. Someone came, someone sorted it out.
And you're the owner of the house, right?
It's not that easy like that.
Maybe.
Now listen to this. You're the owner of the house. Right. But somebody else...
Now we're in fantasy world. A young person owning a house.
It is a fantasy world.
No, I don't believe it.
It is a fantasy world. That's what we're trying to show you.
Okay.
The game is fantasy. Now look, you return to bed. You return to bed. But it's your house.
I wish.
But somebody else said, don't check. Just go back to bed. So you went back to bed.
This is like a story of
another hour passed. Now the fire, you can smell it now. Thicker. You see the smoke. You said, boy, I shouldn't be sleeping. This is real. You get up again, put everything on, run down. Just before you get to the door, they meet you again. It's all right. You know we told you the fire went out. We made a mistake. But this time, we've really done what? We've really put it out. And she can see the hose with the water. And they tell her, go back to bed. And she still went back to bed. She still bloody went back to bed. Then the next time the fire break out, she couldn't even get out of bed. She could not get out of bed. It was too late, consuming. That's what our Creator says. He says it's the time to do what? Get out.
Do you understand him?
Of course.
Could you translate? Because I don't.
You know what happens? Like,
some people are dancing, right? But some people can't hear the music, so they won't know that. They don't think they're crazy.
Ah, yes.
That's what's happening with
yes, misquoting Nietzsche. Very, very strong. Very strong. Yes. You haven't even read Nietzsche, have you?
No.
Who's misquoting who?
This man is misquoting Nietzsche.
Okay.
I'm not a computer, sorry,
you know that philosopher Nietzsche?
No, I don't know. They know me.
But you haven't read the
I don't know no philosophers.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know no
This guy
philosophers.
has, it's lost on him.
They know me. If they haven't known me, they need to what? They need to know. We're not from any philosopher, are we? The philosopher's stone. Our Creator said the stone that the builder refused, we could become the head cornerstone. Now the point is, if you do not know who the players are,
There is no consequence. Life is meaningless. You should seek.
you can know what the game is. And right now, you need to know who the players are and get out. Because every year,
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
every year, listen to this, every year, there is more disasters in the world.
True.
Hear this, please, I beg you. Anybody got data? Let's have a look.
Read Stephen Pinker's
Now, every year, there's more natural disasters.
It's not true.
Every year, there's more violence. Every year, there's more theft.
It's not true.
Every year, there's more divorce.
Read Stephen
And there's
Pinker.
more marriages.
Better angels are nature.
Every year, there's more diseases.
It's not true.
Even though there's more
We
doctors.
cured polio. We
Africa,
cured
yes.
smallpox.
Every year, there's more doctors, but every year, diseases increase. Every year, wisdom increases,
You're lying to these
but
people.
so does foolishness.
He's talking to the one in Africa.
Now,
You're giving him the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
happening in Africa, isn't it?
excuse me,
So what they're supposed to be doing?
Don't run away.
why are you running now? You're a disease, aren't you? That's why you're running. You're a disease. That's why you're running from the camera.
calls you
If you're not a disease, you'll wait. Are you a disease? You look like one. Well, anyway, look at this now. Hear
the
this now.
bacteria.
It's a serious thing.
Bacteria.
Every year, the things we've been told are going to get better are getting worse.
Bollocks, they're not.
Now look in America right now.
Yeah.
They've chosen a comedian to lead the country.
Comedian. He's not a comedian.
He's not a comedian? So you can't see the game.
You bloody wish he was a comedian.
Can you not see the game?
Not a joke.
You had to choose between a liar
Sir, we respect their choice.
and a woman groppler.
Even if they are his
You had to choose between a sexual predator
I didn't.
and a liar. Everybody knows Hillary Clinton is a liar. They make sure we understand she's a liar. They make sure we understand that. Then they put her up against a sexual predator and ask you to choose between the two. And you still chose one.
You have to choose. This is the only choice.
Excuse me?
This is the only choice for any other candidate.
You see that as the only choice. All right, let's put this. You're in the middle. You're in the middle of a jungle. There's a raging elephant on your right and a roaring lion on your left. And you say there's only those two choices for you.
Yes, I'm not a
Brother,
the only choice.
brother, do me a favor. Let's start again. A roaring lion on your left, he won't eat you. And a raging elephant, he won't crush you. They're both on your sides.
Have to run away.
Oh! You have to run. I thought you said there's only two choices. Why you don't accept the elephant to eat you? Or the lion to punch you out?
You got those the wrong way around, mate.
I did intentionally. Because I'm trying to wake you up. I see you dozing
We are
off.
wake up. We are wake up.
I'm happy to see you still with me, James.
My headache's come back though.
I'm happy to see you still with me, James.
James.
Yeah. Understand? You do not only have two choices. Don't always think that things that are happening, you're confined to those two spaces, those two dimensions. No. There's the dimension of where we're from.
Your Twitter must be
Sir,
mad.
but you cannot select. This is the rule for the United States. It's just too.
Are you a United States?
I'm talking about them.
I understand. Brother, we understand. Are you United States? So what do you care about United States for?
You're the one who brought it up.
No, you brought it up.
You're not hearing me.
I wish
What
I
I'm
was.
saying is, just because you were born into prison, does it mean you have to live in there for your life?
Is this prison?
Your mama gave birth to you in prison.
Are we in prison?
You wouldn't know until you're like 17, 18. You'll be 25 before you actually understand what prison is. Because guess what? You don't know what it is because you were born into it, right?
Are we in
At the age of 25, when they now open a window to the outside world, you'll be surprised that, damn, I thought this was it.
Are we in prison?
This is a prison planet.
Prison planet.
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't. No.
James, you of all people. James, you of all people.
So what about this planet makes it a prison?
I'm gonna tell you. Let me take 7 deep breaths first. I don't have a drink. Anyone, if anyone's so kind as a brother or sister to me, if you can, please get me a hot drink. I beg you, I'm thirsty. And my brain is like, it needs water. Now, what makes this a planet prison or prison planet is this. We are constrained beyond our comprehension. I would love to break this down, but be patient with me, because I know you're going to say I'm long-winded. See, this is the board again. I know, you've asked a question, bro. You need to wait. This is the board right here. This is the board right here. Okay? They've divided the world into a couple of continents. Okay? All right? They didn't, anyway, I'll leave that. The world is divided politically and so-called geographically into a couple of continents. Australia, Africa, Europe, America. Yeah? Yeah?
You accept continents?
Let's not do that for now, yeah? And in them continents, you have what you call countries, okay? And in those countries, you have peoples and clans and tribes and tongues all lined up. But let's squeeze it down. Let's crystallize the thing a little bit for your understanding, yeah? It's like a huge house.
I was with you on the countries, don't worry.
A huge house. No, let's call it a laboratory. A laboratory facility. So huge. It's like Buckingham Palace. And it's just a laboratory. In one section, in wing A, they're only experimenting on mice. In wing B, they're experimenting on rabbits. And those two people never meet each other. Mice and rabbits. They don't know each other exist. Yeah? For the rabbits, they have different experimental laws on them. For the mice, they have different experimental laws on them. And so on and so forth. For cockroaches like yourself, they have all different, what do you call them? Experimental manifestos for them. You as a cockroach, you understand that, right? As a roach.
Last time I checked, I wasn't a cockroach. So
No, sorry.
You got the wrong person.
Sorry, I meant roach, not the cock one. But you ain't cocky enough. Yeah. But anyway, moving on. In each section of the building...
You're getting a little bit distracted. We were talking about prison planets.
This is what we're saying.
Oh, okay. You're talking about laboratories, or...
That's a prison.
No, that's a laboratory.
No. What he means is that
He knows. He's an intelligent. He knows. Don't waste your breath. Don't waste your breath with him.
you're enslaved to the system.
Enslaved to the system. Which
Well,
system?
come on, let me do this, bro. Uncle.
Elites control everyone. That's what he's doing.
He knows that.
And who's- and who-
Look,
and who
this
is-
guy is too easy. He knows what you're saying. He's trying to pretend he don't.
And is it the reptoids?
That's why I call him a roach.
Wait, what?
Because he's roaching about. But hold on. You
Roaching
still
about isn't a verb.
hold on.
You can't
hold on.
roach about. That's
At
not
least
even
you're
a
better
word.
than a slithering snake. You don't slither around. But listen, this. In each section of the laboratory, which the world is, they're trying different things. From those different things, they're able to conclude how far they can push humanity. And let me give you classic examples, because I know if you ain't hearing it like this, you probably don't believe it.
Fluoride in the water.
No, I most certainly don't believe it.
Fluoride in the
Brother.
water. It's part of the conspiracy.
Yeah? So how it goes is this. Listen, how it goes is this.
Destroys the brain.
In North Korea, let's move on. In North Korea, they have a system of human deprivation there, which the whole world right now is looking at and pretending ain't happening.
How can they be looking at it and pretending?
They don't want to do anything about it.
They don't do anything.
There's no will.
But if we intervene, then we're imperialist bastards.
Even if you want to do anything,
it's one of those
you
things
do
where you can't win. With people like this, you can't win because either you're an imperialist bastard because you did something, or you're a know-nothing wet liberal
don't,
because
because
you're doing
of the nuclear
Either
weapons.
you've got Aleppo or you've got Baghdad, basically.
Well, the difference is
People, our leaders are stuck between a rock and a hard place where the public.
Hold on!
The public will
Hold
not,
on!
the public-
James!
The public
James!
will not accept.
James!
They will not accept a reaction. They will not accept no reaction at all.
James!
They're asked to do the impossible.
James!
My name isn't James, by the way.
James. Excuse me, James. See what he's done? See what we're conditioned to do? He said our leaders are stuck between a what? A rock and a hard place. Is it our leaders who are stuck there?
Yes.
Hold on. Think.
You asked me a question, I answered it.
It's we who is stuck there.
No, it's not. We demand the impossible.
not
We
going to-
want,
they're not going to
we want
fight.
North American taxes
They're
and
not going to
Scandinavian
fight.
healthcare. We want a government that solves international problems without intervening.
You know what this guy is?
We want the impossible.
I know I'm
government.
disrupting
And
his
then when they
talk.
don't happen, we cry and we moan and we kick up a fuss and we sign a petition.
Who's the we?
and nothing
Who's the we
happens.
crying and the moaning and
The
kicking?
general public. The general public.
And who's that?
I mean, do you want their names?
No, just, but we'll leave it there. James, guess what? James is a globalist. James is a globalist. The worst type of human you can find.
Yeah, you're a protectionist.
A roach. He's not a slithering snake, because at least he speaks what he wants to say. But he's a roach. And nobody needs to kill a roach. They just get stepped on anyway. Because they're always roaching around under people's things, isn't it? Either it's the pot,
You're right.
or the cupboard,
Globalism hasn't
or the
worked.
mattress, and they get squashed.
No, I can go to literally any city in the world and get a Starbucks, and everywhere people accept it. They start saying no, but then they accept it, and they want the Starbucks, and they want the McDonald's, and they want the wealth, and they want the healthcare, and they want the vaccines,
Well,
because
without the
ultimately it makes their lives better. So globalism has won, basically. Globalism is finished, and there's very little you
You're
can
a
do about it.
globalist.
You're a globalist.
No.
Where's your coat from? Where's your hat from? Where's your whole life manufactured? It's China and the Far East. You are a globalist. You just won't own up to it. You're willing to drink the wine of globalism, but then you say, no, I don't want it. You've drunk half the bottle, and then you say, I don't want it, send it back, and you want your money back. But no, you're indicted by the system. You're as bad as everyone else.
Oh.
Where's your camera bill? Where's your box? Where's this made? Where's your stand made?
China.
You're willing to drink the wine, now you have to pay for it.
James, you're
Speechless for the
you're
first time ever.
you're speechless. The only time I'm speechless
Who's the snake?
is when I don't want to say anything.
You've gone into
We're not
snake mode,
speechless,
haven't you?
James. There is a time and a season for everything. There's a time for me to shut up and listen to James.
In 2017, do that.
Now listen, James, listen. I would like agree with some of the things you're saying. If you started from the start, you just started from where the people are complaining. You didn't start from the fact that the people who you say have a leader are at first being led. Now, the sheep complain if everything's all right. Now you elect a leader for the sheep, and the leader is leading them astray. And you say the sheep want this, want that. Of course they should want this, want that. If the sheep were left in their natural state and environment, do they even need a leader? He don't hear me, did he? Because he's stuck with his own thing in his
I'm
head.
not sure what it's got to do with anything.
Like we'll explain to you. The sheep are the sheeple of the world right now. The sheep is we. We're the followers, yeah. And it's a real thing. We are sheep. It's a spiritual thing and it's a real thing. We are sheep, period.
No, we're not.
Now listen, let me just move
We are
on.
people.
We're sheeple.
You might be.
But anyway, let's move on and check. We'll check. We're gonna check, right? We're gonna check. In a family, before the child comes to the world to ask for anything, the child must have two things in place. What are those things?
An egg and semen, I'm guessing.
Oh, well, yeah. On a level we can all observe. The child must have a mama and a dada. Right? Before the child comes to ask for anything.
Not two daddies,
Now,
not two mummies.
yeah, just one and one, right? So the child comes and the parents misbehaving. And then you say child is crying. What do you want him to do? He has to cry.
Fine.
Yeah. And those two people represent the leaders for him.
But that's not the problem. The problem
Now
is
listen to
We're not
this.
criticising our government because they won't give us food. We're criticising our government because they're not doing the impossible. Because what we want is we want the NHS to be the best in the world.
Brother,
we want to pay
let's
no
not waste
tax
time.
at all.
Brother.
We want social care to be the best
Brother
in the world.
James,
We want to pay
Brother
no
James,
tax at
anyway.
all. We want a great prison system that deters people, but doesn't hurt anyone. We want the impossible. It's not too much to
You see
ask
how-
for
you
law
see-
and order, but we have law and order.
see how
It's
James
not too
is-
much to ask for healthcare, but we have healthcare.
You see how James
you want
is-
the impossible.
how-
What you're not doing is
guys,
listening.
guys, no, I'm listening. It's just that we've heard it all before. Listen, what James is basically doing, he's writing a new manifesto for you. He's saying things that you need to buy into again.
Statistically speaking, it's fantastic.
Now hold on. What you're saying is what politicians say, right? He's saying what politicians say.
I have. I've been to hospital in Germany.
You want a theocracy, he wants a democracy. That's the difference.
Democracy, no, I like democracy.
But here what's going on. James,
Thank you.
let's look at how our leaders are. Yeah?
Who are our leaders?
Now just so, well, we'll go there in a different section.
Before we look at them, we need to know who we're talking about, correct?
You know, we didn't even identify that before now.
We should talk about who we're talking about, right? Are we
subjects-
talking about Theresa May or are we talking about
No, subjects.
reptoid?
I've mentioned it before you got here.
What do you think of the Rothschilds?
Oh, but don't divert this thing. We're
know
on
who our
a
leaders
track.
are.
You know, I always
you
answer that.
leaders.
I don't want to divert this thing before we go to somewhere else. But listen this. Our leaders, have you ever thought that they really do not care about us? Or you just think they just care about us? Because there's two ways to look at your leader. You can come to the world already believing that they care about me. These people care. They care. They care. Instead of looking at them with suspicion, like, do these people actually care? We're gonna answer it. We're gonna answer it. We're gonna answer it. Just hold on one
He doesn't
second.
have an answer.
No, we have answers for all things. But
All he's
listen.
got is a chessboard.
But listen this. I beg you listen again. You're trying to split the thing up.
We don't know who we're talking
And I
about.
really
do
don't
we?
mind.
We don't know who we're talking
It's just
about.
we're gonna go there.
I think it should come first. It's a logical progression.
Well, you weren't here when I started my logical progression.
Did you talk about who
I have
the
to
leaders were
rewind
then?
for you right now. Anyway, our leaders
Who are?
is this. We'll just write it because it's you know, it's very specific question he asked, and I like to be as specific as we can.
Satan.
That's not very specific.
That's very specific. That's our leader right now, globally. Globally, that's the leader. Okay? This is the leader globally.
What are you talking about?
Well, I think I get what you're spiritually.
All right?
Spiritually.
That's the leader. Now,
Why do you try and help him out? Why do you...
now listen.
I bring a bit of sanity into
Uncle, there's no apologies for what we've written. Now, under Satan, you have...
Can you rearrange that? Can Santa be our leader?
You have that.
Do you say leader or troublemaker?
Under our leaders, you have countries.
That's not how you spell country.
Oh, did I make a mistake?
Yes.
Yeah. Countries. Yeah? All right. Under the leader, you have countries. Then the countries, they invoke a satanic article called
human rights.
You're keeping us in suspense.
Sorry about it. I was in suspense when I was learning. I don't see why you can't suffer the same way. Especially roaches. Our leaders of our countries then instituted a satanic article called the United Nations.
You'd like this guy over here. He thinks they're going to have a fascist war.
Are you watching this right now?
I mean, it's obviously bollocks.
Yeah?
Even you think this is nonsense, right?
Hey, just hear me out. It's not an
I
argument.
don't think we have to. I mean, you're talking...
James.
You might be making stuff up. I'm not sure whether you're having a joke or not.
No, we live in this world. Everyone knows what I've written is actually existent.
You sound like Trump. I know it. She knows it. Everybody knows it.
Come on,
You
don't
know it.
flatter yourself.
Nobody here. No, you.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows that Satan runs the world because
James.
it's obviously not.
No,
true.
no.
I will personally census people as they walk past and ask them, "Who do you think is the leader of the United Kingdom?"
James,
Yes.
don't argue with that thing. Let's just explain first. Yeah. I think we'll be doing ourselves a favor to explain first.
I don't think we need
Everybody.
to listen to you. I can see this piece of paper is demonstrable evidence that you are a madman.
That's what they say about every leader who comes with a vision.
You're not a leader coming with a vision. You're a man in a park shouting at people.
That's what they said about the Queen's family before they became royalty.
No, they didn't. They said
They
please
called
don't
them
kill
mad
us.
people.
You
It always like that. Only
living
brave.
proof of NHS mental health cutbacks.
And me can't argue with you about that. The mental health cutback, it ain't gonna affect
You
me.
need to take all the pills. You need to finish the whole course.
How many milligrams?
Now listen,
Is this your doctor?
James, listen to this. You're making some good sense. You're making some good sense, James. But listen to this, yeah? Listen to this, yeah? Satan rules the world.
No, Santa rules the world. Discuss this.
Same thing. I can show you.
Can we just move on, James? I'll let you speak. Yeah? Satan rules the world by ruling the countries. The countries then said, okay, we accept Satan, and they give him their powers, i.e. by erecting the United Nations. Now, in the United Nations,
And the Vatican.
anything they now say is law for the whole world.
You don't know
Now,
anything about
listen up, James. Have you
I'm
been
going
a bad
to
boy
have a
again?
word with the Queen about you, and she's not going to let you back in her park if you're not careful.
In most
You'll
of
have to
the
sleep somewhere else.
in most of the countries where they have the power of the United Nations in their hands, they also have the Bible in their left hand. They have the laws of Satan in their right hand, and they have the laws of the Creator in their left hand.
And then they have
And they always tell you they're following the laws of the Creator. That it is through the laws of the Creator they founded the laws of Satan. But okay, let's just say we believe them because we're sheeple. We never see them practice the laws of the Creator. The only laws that we ever see being practiced, always in motion, is the laws of Satan. We only see the laws of Satan being practiced. I.e., they carry the Bible, which talks of peace, but they're the ones making the most weapons. The 5 ruling members of the United Nations are the biggest weapons manufacturers. I mean, what are you gonna do with weapons? You're gonna. Well, if you wanna defend yourself. If you want to defend yourself, like me and James here right now, James is a cockroach, I'm a chicken. If I want to eat up James, he ain't gonna come at me with a weapon made by the United Nations. He's gonna have to do something out of his own cockroachness, right? But when we create weapons, we now have an opportunity to destroy each other relentlessly, without any need. He can just stand over there and say, you know what, I just want to destroy those chicken over there.
I hate to bring you back to the point, but what's this got to do with Prison Planet?
You're the one changing the subject all the time. No, you've asked the question who the rulers were, and I was answering you.
But I was trying to
so don't try and make me look like the bad guy here.
I was hoping it was going to be Santa.
Everybody knows that roaches are the bad guy. The chickens ain't, because nobody eats roach anyway. But now look, Satan rules
roaches. No weapons.
So that answers your question, who rules the world? If Satan wasn't the ruler of the earth, why is everything satanic?
It's not satanic.
Show me one thing that's not satanic. One.
This tree.
This is statue there.
Write it there.
And it's right here. I don't need to write it. This tree.
Everything on the earth.
This tree is not satanic.
That's because it's made by the Creator.
This is statue.
Right, you asked me for one thing. I gave you one thing.
You know what we're saying? We don't argue with this.
The Hamilton musical. That's not satanic.
What's the Hamilton?
It's a very good musical on in Chicago and New York, written by Lin-Manuel.
Oh, don't waste our time, James.
No, it's not satanic.
We got serious things to talk about, man. Get into it. Get into it. I know you can.
This is your social worker here. She's saying you've had enough time. You have to go with her now.
My ex-social worker. She's yours now.
Wait. I know you are, but what am I? Good comeback.
I'm healed.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm healed right now.
Healed,
yeah, I'm healed. Everything on earth is satanic. How do we know?
For this tree.
How do we know something's satanic?
You told us.
We've become so satanic, we just repeating it like it don't mean nothing. It's how you know. When the first thing you see is, excuse me, I got number 2 in mind. Violence.
Yeah.
Global violence. Global violence. That's the first sign that we're proper Satanism.
Because God never did any violence against anyone. God's a well-known peaceful creature throughout the Old Testament. He says, "Please, Canaanite, stop what you're up to."
There's a new word which I wrote into the dictionary a couple of years ago.
Just imagine you in your bedroom.
Because we're living
in yourself.
Because we're living.
Oh, piss off!
Because we're living under Satanism.
This man.
He gets all funny. He needs an alcohol prevention for that. Oh, he's just...
As we're soon going to show you, because we're living under Satanism, we are in what?
Sanity.
In satanity.
Satanity.
That's the new word I'm asking for them to put in the dictionary right now.
They just read your letters. This guy wants insanity.
It's a true word.
Really?
The other one,
put it in the bit.
The other one, which they lied to you, must show you. You probably can't tell which one it is.
Did you coin Brexit? Did you come up with that word?
I think Brexit is still smart.
The first one they told you, which you accepted, was that.
Yeah, insanity.
Insanity.
They told you that a lot, right? Did they?
You accepted that we're insane.
Well, you got a certificate, so
but once you accept that you're insane, you need to ask, why am I insane?
Because you've been.
You're insane because you're practicing what?
No,
you're practicing insanity.
You're insane because the NHS sectioned you under the Mental Health Act.
So when we are living in a world where violence has become a game, right now, violence is the biggest entertainment on the face of the earth.
Rugby is a fantastic sport. I will know nothing against it.
Violence. Children as young as 2 are taking part. murdering people
You have to teach
on a
kids
screen.
rugby,
It's called a game because you need to be insane to see that as a game, right? Violence, first thing. Two,
Two-year-olds fighting.
lies.
I think we're all making the mistake of taking this man far too seriously.
Lies. This is the second most global thing we see. Lies.